Hello! In this video, we're gonna see quick tips to make your video conference on Zoom look more professional. The first step is to make sure you have good lighting, and this will affect how your video looks quite a bit. To show you all of these different tips, let's switch over to the Zoom screen, and I always recommend that you start a meeting with the video off. This allows you to take a quick preview of what your video is going to look like before anyone else sees you. So to do that, you can click on this little arrow and click on Video Settings. And that will open this little window here where you can see a preview, and you can take the time to just quickly look around and make sure there's nothing in the background that you don't want to show to the rest of the world. After you've done that, you have to make sure that you have good lighting so that the picture quality looks good. Now, you'll probably notice that this image here is very different from what we started with in the initial part of this video, and I'm going to tell you why in a second. But first, with what we're seeing here, let's change the lighting a bit so that you can see the difference between having light and not having light. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to close the window that's in front of me, and you'll see how very different and uninviting the picture quality is here. So what we're seeing here is that we're using the FaceTime HD camera, which is the camera that's included with the MacBook Pro computer. And you would think it would be of much higher quality, but as you can see with low light, it doesn't look as great. So there are options that you can do, and I'll tell you about them. But first of all, let's say you just have that, you don't have any extra equipment. What do you do? Well, my first recommendation is try to have these conferences during the day and place yourself in front of a window so that instead of seeing this, you're gonna see a very different image. Now, this window is opening up, and I'm just meaning the shade is opening up, not the actual window. And that way, as you can see, that the whole image quality changed quite a bit simply by having more light. Now, you could say, well, but I wanted to look how it looked at the beginning of this video. What can I do? Well, it doesn't matter what webcam your computer has in it. You can get additional webcams, and there are multiple brands that do this, but Logitech is one of the most well-known, and one of the cameras, the one we have here, is a C930 webcam, and I'll put links below the video for all the things that I mentioned so that you can find them yourself. There's newer versions, there's older versions like the C920. They're inexpensive, and you can connect them via USB to your computer, and you'll get a totally different image than what you see here. First of all, let me show you a quick difference just by changing the camera. You see? So it's completely different color, it's crisper, it looks brighter, there's even more space around you because of the wide angle of the camera. Now, you're probably thinking, well, but it's still very nice, but it's not just like we saw at the beginning of the video. And the reason for that is that Zoom allows you to either use HD video or not, as you can see from this little checkbox here. So if you choose that checkbox, you'll see that now we're in HD video, and that means your participants or whoever you're in the call with will also see you in this better quality when you select that HD option. So as you can see, just by changing the webcam to an external webcam, which you can place around wherever you want, it's also more practical, and adding a better light, it changes the situation drastically. So those are the first two tips: getting a better camera, which is inexpensive, and I'll add links below as well, and placing yourself in front of a window or any light source that is soft. And what I mean by soft is it's not a harsh light. You don't want to put a lamp right in front of you, but maybe there's some lighting over there, or there's some indirect kitchen lighting or something like that. That could probably help more than having either a fan on top of you, which will do very strange shadows on your face, or having just a lamp right in front of you. If you're going to opt for having a lamp, then put it a little bit farther away and try to diffuse the light with something, maybe a white wax paper or a white sheet of cloth. That can also help as well. Just be careful not to place it too close to any lighting, of course, to avoid any fire hazards. So as you can see, the image is now way cleaner. And here's a trick. Once you've selected the video, you're going to start the video. And you can always change your camera settings down here, but there's also this little nice setting here that says choose virtual background. And what that does is it allows you to choose a virtual background for what's behind you. So instead of having whatever your room is, you can have an office, a boardroom, a theater, whatever you want. And you used to need a green screen to do this, but not anymore. If you choose virtual background, then you can choose whichever of the backgrounds they give you here, video or image, or you could choose your own. For instance, Pixar was kind enough to share share a few of their backgrounds from iconic movies recently, a few days ago. So here is one of their backgrounds from the movie Up. You can probably recognize it if you've seen that film, or maybe from one of the other films that they have as well. So there's a few different options there. You can use whatever zoom includes, like this one, or some grass, or even space, and there's some that have video, and this is a new feature. You can have the aurora borealis behind you, the northern lights, or just keep your regular background or an image if you wish. So very simple to do. If you want to add your own image, you just go here, click on the little plus sign, add image or add video, then just select the background that you like. Let's jump into Toy Story, and here we are. Very simple, as you can see. Now there's a checkbox here that says I have a green screen. Only select that if you actually have a green screen. Otherwise, just do not check that little box there and choose whichever background you want, and it'll work. As you can see, here we are. So here we are in Up, and here we are in the real world. Very, very simple, as you can see. Now, what about sound? If you want it to sound good for the rest of your participants, and I'm guessing every one of us wants to do that, there's a few little tweaks that you can do. Probably the best recommendation I can give you is not use the internal microphone on your computer. You can, but it's not gonna sound as clear. And if you have any fans running around you, or there's machinery, or even the computer is running fans, you're gonna hear them. And I can show you how that sounds right now. So as you can see, now you're listening to me through the microphone on the computer, and that is actually using the ambient noise reduction of the computer, which still you're probably hearing a lot of noise. Let me turn that off, and in a Mac, you go to sound settings, you can turn on or off the ambient noise reduction, and now you can see I probably have to scream for you to hear me properly. So I'm going to stop this for a second so that you can hear me better. There. So now you can hear me how you were listening to me earlier. And the reason for that is we're using a lavalier microphone, which is a microphone that you can put here. It'll allow you to capture more of your voice instead of whatever is around you. There are expensive ones, obviously, but there are also very inexpensive ones that you can find online at B&H or Amazon or any other place where you buy your electronics. And I'll add some links below the video as well. You don't need to use a lavalier microphone. You can also use your headset. So if you have a headset with a boom microphone, you can use that, and depending on the setting, right? If you are in a more professional setting, maybe you don't want to use a big headset, maybe you just use your headphones that came with your phone that have a little microphone with them. So most of them will have a little microphone like this, so you can wear that and it'll work also. Or if you have Bluetooth headsets or Bluetooth earphones, you could use them as well. You just connect them to your computer and then make sure that here, where it says mute, you select the actual headphones or microphone that you're going to use. And you can use a different microphone than the speaker if you wish. So if you want to use your Bluetooth headsets to listen and talk, you can do that. Or if you just want to listen on your computer but use the headsets for the microphone itself, you could change that setting right here where it says mute. Very simple instructions here. Just use more lighting or better lighting. You can use a window. If you can, change the camera, get an external USB camera like the Logitech C930 or any other newer release of that camera. Connect it via USB, place it in front of you or over to the side. It'll look great. And you can also do a custom background using Zoom's feature as well. And of course, try using a microphone, an external microphone, so that it sounds better because it's closer to you rather than being all the way over in your computer. I hope you really enjoyed these tips. I hope they help you. And if you have any questions, make sure to add them in the comments and I'll be glad to respond to them as well.